this is Marianne Martindale from the Alliance for a Better Utah, and welcome to the Better Utah Beat. It's hard to turn on the radio or television or open up the newspaper without hearing or reading about climate change. This week, it is because world leaders are meeting in Doha, Qatar, as part of the United Nations Conference on Climate Change, to negotiate a new agreement in light of the end of the Kyoto Protocol. The Kyoto Protocol was a 1990s treaty that agreed to reduce carbon emissions throughout the world to help the impact of human-caused climate change. However, since that time, carbon emissions have actually risen by a whopping 50%. In the last year alone, they've risen 3%. And though much of that increase comes from increased industrial production in China, it has serious consequences for the United States, and that includes Utah. Though Utah has so far been immune to the superstorms that have devastated other parts of the country, like Hurricane Sandy in New Jersey and New York, or even Hurricanes Katrina and Ike in the south, global climate change is affecting our own weather patterns. In a state known for its beautiful vistas, soaring mountains, and unique recreational opportunities, climate change is expected to have a devastating effect on our tourism industry. One of the industries expected to be hit hardest is skiing. According to a report released by the National Resources Defense Council, climate change is expected to cost the U.S. ski industry $1 billion in lost revenue and 27,000 lost jobs as a result of decreased snowfall. Though some 38 states participate in some way in the ski industry, Utah will take more than its fair share of a hit. According to the same report by the NRDC, Utah has already seen a decrease in revenue. Since 1999, the difference between Utah's wettest season and driest season was a total of $87 million in revenue and 1,000 jobs. That $87 million is almost 10% of projected national losses due to climate change, and that's just what we've already lost. This November saw unseasonably warm temperatures here in Utah, with the average temperature being 5 to 10 degrees above normal. Although it would be incorrect to take isolated weather incidents and chalk them up to support of global climate change, our own trends are consistent with global trends. At this rate, discussions about whether or not SkiLink is a good bet are quickly becoming irrelevant. But there are some in Utah taking steps to ensure climate change doesn't get the best of us. Salt Lake City is a member of the International Council for Local Environmental Issues and is busily working to make sure that the $235 billion in extreme weather costs the United States has incurred just this year won't be too devastating to Utah's economy. The city is currently focusing on the West's greatest natural resource, our water. Rising temperatures are expected to cut into water supplies, so Salt Lake City is working to negate the impact of those changes. It would be hard to claim the UN Conference on Climate Change was much of a success. They succeeded in extending the Kyoto Protocols for 8 more years until the year 2020, but not everyone is on board. Russia, Canada, and Japan have decided to no longer participate in the treaty. And the United States never ratified the treaty in the first place. It is also unclear if the levels set by the treaty are aggressive enough to have that much impact on our warming climate. But if national leaders have failed us, it becomes ever more important for our local leaders to fill the void in that leadership. Areas throughout the state would do well to join Salt Lake City in planning for a more sustainable future for Utah. Until next week, this is Marianne Martindale with the Alliance for a Better Utah with this week's edition of the Better Utah Beat. Have a great week, and remember, together, we can make a better Utah. For more information, visit betterutah.org.